and very warm welcome to the channel. In today's video we are going to learn about MVP design pattern, that is Model View Presenter design pattern. By default in iOS we follow MVC design pattern, that is Model View Controller, where model stands for M, view stands for V, and controller stands for C. In our project, M, the model where we store our database like user model or city model, and view represents the UI part where user interacts, that is the XIB, and view controller is the controller of MVC, which binds both view and model and act as a middleman. In case of MVP, the controller is replaced by a presenter. So M stands for model and view stands for both our XIB and view controller, and P for presenter. So presenter is responsible for communicating with model and view controller and view, or you can simply term as view. So controller doesn't know about model, and all the logics is written inside the presenter class. So let's start and learn how to use MVP design pattern in iOS. For this, I already created a single view application template project and named it MVP design pattern. First of all, we will create an user interface for our app. So open main.storyboard. Here first we will change the view color to yellow one and drag a UI label. So here it is, UI label. We will give it a constraints of 80 pixel from top, 10 leading, 10 trailing. Add 3 constraints, make it center align, and here we will change the text to login, and also we will change the font to heavy and will increase the font size. So here it is. Now we will drag 2 text fields, UI text field. So here we have UI text field, and we will give it a constraints. So 30 pixel from login label and 20 from the leading, 20 trailing, and height will be 50, and we will set the placeholder for this text field as user name. Now similarly we will create one more text field, so command C and command V. So here it is, and here we will give it a same constraint as per our username text field, and the distance between the username and password text field is 20 pixels. So add this, and also we will change the placeholder to password and also make it a secure text entry. Now we need a button so that we can validate whether we have entered a correct username or password. So drag a UI button here and give it a same constraints, leading, trailing equal height, and the top space from the password text field is 50 pixels. So add one more constraint, and we will set the text submit, and text color will be white, and we will change the background color to the blue one. So here it is. Let's make a little bold and increase the font. So here we have submit. Now we are done with our UI design. Now let's connect the IB outlets and IB action for these text field and UI button. So open ViewController.swift, iterate IB outlet weak. Let me make this a little bigger. Where txt user name of type UI text field. Similarly, we will create a text field for password, txt password, and also one more label I forgot to drag so that we can display our error message. So lbl error message of type UI label. Now we need to create one more action for our submit button. So ib action function submit data, and here it is sender of type any, and here we go. Now let's connect those IB outlets and actions. Open main.storyboard. Double click on ViewController, and here we will txt password goes here, txt username goes here, and submit data to submit button touch up inside. One more thing, we need UI label for our error message. So we say UI label, and we will drag it here and give it a constraint of 20 pixels, 30 pixels from top and 20 pixels, and we'll increase the font size, and also the color will be red. Now connect this lbl error message, and in view reload of ViewController.swift we will hide it. So lbl error message dot is hidden is equals to true. Now let's run the app on iPhone X simulator and see if our design look great or there is any need for some changes. So app is building, and build succeeded. Here our app is running on iPhone X simulator. And here you can see the interface. So now we are done with our user interface. It's time to create a model and a presenter. So let's create a model, new Swift file, and here we will give name of a model user, create, and here we have a struct, and struct is user, and it has where name of type string, where email of type string, where gender of type string. Okay, so this is our model. In order to let our model communicate with the view, we need a presenter, that is an intermediary between both views and model. So in our case, view is view xib, and our view controller representing view, and user is our model, so we need a presenter. So let's create a presenter. So new file, Swift file, and here bc presenter. So bc represents view controller, so we are creating presenter for ViewController.swift. That's why I named it vc presenter, and create. So here it is. So we need class vc presenter and inherited from ns object class. So here it is. Now each presenter communicates with the view controller, or you can say view, using interface. So we need to create protocols, as protocols are interface in iOS. So let's create a protocol vc delegate, and here we have two methods for this. So function, we need to create one method, show message. So if there is an error, then we will display message. So a message of type string, and here it is. Now we need one more function user logged in, and this will call when user successfully logged in. So here just change successfully logged in. Okay, now we need to create a delegate instance of delegate of type VC delegate. Now in presenter we will write all the logics that will go for the validation of login screen. So first we need to create a function validate data, and it has two parameters, user name of type string and password of type string. So here we place two conditions. If username dot count is not equals to 0, then we are good to go, else we will show message to the user that the username should not be empty. Remove this arrow sign as we are not returning anything. So here we say self.delegate.show message username should not be empty, and similarly this condition will goes for the password. So this inside if block, because username is correct, then we will check password. So password.count is not equal to 0, then do the validation or check our username and password whether they are correct or not, otherwise show that password should not be empty. Here we will create one more function, and that is hidden from all files. So file private function verify user name of type string, comma password of type string. Here we will check the condition if username is equals to test. I am using dummy username and password, and also and password is equals to 1 2 3 4 5 6, then user is registered and we can log in, else show message that self.delegate.show message that please enter valid user name and password. And here we will set self.delegate.user successfully logged in, and here we need to set values to our model. So let user is equals to user, and here we put dummy data, name test, email test@gmail.com, and gender is male. So now we are done with the presenter, almost a part of the presenter. So now let's go to ViewController.shift and use our presenter there. So let me make this bigger, and here we will create where presenter of type BC presenter, and this should not be nil, and in view.dot we will initialize it. Presenter is equal to VC presenter, and in submit data function we will call self.presenter.validate data. Here we say txt username.text and txt password.text. Also we need to conform to the delegate, so here we say presenter.delegate delegate equals to self, and here we will tell the class that this is confirming to VC presenter. VC delegate, sorry, it's VC delegate, I write there. So now here we need to force unwrap it, and now we need to implement the methods. So here go to VC presenter and copy these methods, and now go to ViewController.Swift and paste here. So here we say mark presenter delegates, and here we have. Now if user successful login, then what we will do, we will say self.lbl error message dot text is equals to user logged in, and we will change the color to self.lbl dot text color is equals to dot, no, you can say UI color dot green, and in case of error message we will say self dot color of our lbl error message to red, and the message will be self dot lbl error dot text is equals to the message, and also the label should not be hidden. So lbl error message dot is hidden equals to false, and same goes here. And when we type on submit data, then we will hide this message, so true. And now let's run the app and see if our presenter is communicating correctly or not. So let's run the app. I am building the app right now. So build is succeeded, and the app is launched on iPhone 10 simulator. So if I tap on submit data, here you can say username should not be empty. I entered test, submit, it says password should not be empty, and I entered 1 2 3 4 5 6, and it says nothing. So here in VC presenter, what we do, if user successfully logged in, then they should come, and here let's test that it's not coming because we haven't used the verify method here. So verify username and password. Okay, now let's run the app. And here app is running, so let me add test, and 1 2 3 4 5 6, submit, and you can see now control is coming to user log successfully logged in delegate method, and here you say user logged in. So now this is MVP, and this is how you can interact with the presenter. The view or controller is only used to display the message to the user and get the user input, nothing else. All the logic will be written in the presenter class, and model is completely hidden from the view controller, or you can say view in case of MVP design pattern. Now one more thing, that how you can access the user model data now. So for that we will create a property here, and for this what we will do here, remove this and copy this user, and first we will create an instance where user of type user. Okay, now we will create a properties so that we can access it. So where name of type string, and here we will say return user dot name, and similarly we will create other 3 properties, and that is email, gender, and here we have email, and here we have gender. Now we can access these whenever our user logged in successfully. So in ViewController, what we do, we will print here print user data is equals to presenter dot name, comma, or you can say one more line, that is presenter dot email, and one more presenter dot gender. So now let's run the app and see if we are successfully getting data from our presenter or not. So build is succeeded, and now no warning in the app. So let's see. So if I tap on submit, user should not be empty, I will enter test, and I tap password should not be empty, and I will enter wrong password 4567, and please enter valid username and password. So it's truncated label because I am using only single line. So let's make it correct, and now you can say user logged in, and here you can say in logs you can check here we are printing that test at gmail.com and mail. So this is a way you can get data from presenter, and model is not exposed to your controller, or you can say view in case of MPP design pattern. So this is a small demo for MPP design pattern and how to use it in iOS apps. If you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up and do share this video. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, then please subscribe it, as we are going to bring more tutorials on Swift and iOS. Lastly, thanks for watching.